Have you ever wondered what the cost of living is in the Phoenix area and how that compares to other cities across the United States of America? Well, if that is the case, this is the video for you. Okay, we're gonna share the cost of living from everything from property taxes to housing to night out on the town to utilities and everything in between. So stay tuned to this video. Hey guys, my name is Kelly. I'm with the Kelly Cook Real Estate Group. I am a local agent right here in the greater Phoenix, Arizona area, and I am your specialist when it comes to everything Phoenix right here. Now, if you guys want updates and notifications when we put out new videos, as we're doing every single week, please click that subscribe link below or ring that bell below, and you'll be alerted every time we have a new video that comes out on an awesome topic that you'll be interested in the Phoenix area, okay? But today we're talking about cost of living here in Phoenix, all right? We're gonna cover a litany of things as we go down this list, and it's gonna be entertaining, hopefully, and very informative so that you know exactly where you're getting into if you're thinking about relocating to the Phoenix area, or if you're already here and you're just looking for more information about the city you already love and live in, okay? So number one, we're gonna get into housing, okay? That's the biggest expense that most people have with living in any city for that matter, right? So with housing, that's approximately 28 to 30% of your income here in the Phoenix area. Now, if you go to certain websites like Best Places or City Data, you'll see rankings on certain aspects of cost of living in different cities as compared to other cities. The national average is always at 100. Now, if you're at 100 on these rankings and going through all these different points that we're gonna cover here today, housing is obviously the big one. Right now, that comes in at 103.5, okay, 103.5. So it's a little above the national average when it comes to housing costs. Now, what makes up housing costs? It's obviously when you own a house as well as renting a house, okay? Both of those are sandwiched together so that you have a good idea of what that looks like, all right? Now, why is it a 103? Let me just tell you, just not longer than about 2 to 3 years ago, it was below 100. In fact, it was in the mid 90s, 95, 96, and even lower as you go back, because Phoenix was truly underbought. So what you're seeing right now with the market going crazy is really Phoenix catching up to where it probably should be, considering it's one of the destination cities for many retirees and second homeowners and things of that nature that also either make their home here in Phoenix or just have like I said, a second or even third home to enjoy the nice weather. So housing is a big one. Now, from a rental standpoint, what if you want to come here to Phoenix, you want to rent for a little while before you decide where you want to put down roots? Totally fine. Here's what's interesting about the rental rates. About 1999 through about 2015, the rental rates hovered about the same, okay? On a price per square foot basis, they were actually between 65 cents and 78 cents a foot, okay? So you take that times the square footage of the house, and that gives you the average rental price for most properties throughout the Phoenix area. So the average property in Phoenix, obviously at this point, has gone up, not just in value, but in rental rates, right? Rental rates have now finally increased to where they probably should have been for the last 10 to 15 years. Now, where they currently stand is the average price per square foot for a rental house in Phoenix now is at $1.20 a foot. Take a square footage, times it by that, and you'll notice that the average home in the Phoenix area throughout will run you between about $1,300 and $1,900 a month, okay? Then you have utilities and things of that nature on top of that, okay? So that is housing, and that's why we're at a 103.5, which is just above the 100 national average. Also too, guys, what's driving the housing market right now? Well, what's driving it is the population migration due to 2020. Thanks again, 2020, right? COVID migration, okay? COVID and some obviously states opened up much faster than other states did when it came to dealing with the pandemic. Arizona is one of those states that opened up a lot sooner than other states. We have about 5,500 people coming from California to Arizona per month. And then they have a lot of money, guys, because they're leaving, they're selling their houses, whatever in California, and everything's more expensive there. So they have a bunch of money they're gonna toss into Arizona real estate, and it's cheap compared to what they're paying for in California. Seattle is the number 2 destination right now, and then Portland would be number 3. So California, the big 3 cities there, Metroplex's area in California, and then all the way down to Portland and Seattle, all the way coming down here to Arizona, where people are migrating to in droves, trying to get a good deal on real estate and make their new life here in Arizona, right? I mean, why not? It's beautiful down here, right? The weather and all the other good things that we'll talk about in other videos to come. The number 2 thing that segues right perfectly into utilities, okay? So utilities, you have water, sewer, garbage, which is going to be either ran by a private company or a city that you live in. You have electricity, that's the big one, we'll come back to that in a second. You have gas as well, okay? Now gas has risen over the last 15, 20 years here in Arizona as well, but a lot of people just use gas for maybe the dryer, obviously cooking, and obviously some heat and fireplaces when it comes to that standpoint, okay? Yes, fireplaces, right? You only might be able to use it for a month or two, but it's nice during those 2 months having that fireplace. All right, utility costs is going to fluctuate dramatically based on how much you use the air conditioner, okay? But there's no question, in the summertime, your utility costs will spike big time, all right? So air conditioning cost, that's the huge one, right? Everyone wants to know when you come down here, what is the AC bill? So if you're going to buy a house, one of the main things that we do for you is we will find out for you what the average utility bills are for the property looking to buy, okay? Because that plays a huge role into it. You're gonna get about 1 AC unit per every 2,000 square feet roughly, all right? And so if you have a 2-story that's 2,800 square feet, you're looking at having a couple AC units, and obviously it goes up from there depending on how big that you go. But in summer, they do spike up. You have a lot of electricity usage. Now, the APS and SRP are the 2 main electrical companies down here, and they do have saver plans, right? Saver plans where you have on-peak, off-peak usage, right? So it's smart to get some sort of plan. Like myself, we have a 3 to 8 plan. So from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., we try like crazy not to run the major electrical components within the house. But let me tell you something, when it starts getting around 7 and it's time for the kids to go to bed, you gotta turn it on, right? So, but it still works for us because we run the dryer and all the other main things, that we can on those off hours, okay? So that's utility costs in Arizona. Okay, the next thing that has to do with the housing industry, but it's separate a little bit, right, is home maintenance, okay? So what are the things in Arizona that you need to do to keep your house maintained appropriately? Well, most homes in Arizona have pools, right? You have to have a pool. You don't have to, but it's highly recommended, right? To have a pool because it is hot in the summertime. And even if it's not heated, you get some extended use out of it because again, the weather is so warm. So it is very plausible where I know me coming from the Midwest, being in the pool, usually it opens up around Memorial Day and it will close Labor Day, not in Phoenix, okay? So in Phoenix, you can have, my kids were just in the pool this year at the end of February, right? Now that might be a little early for some, right? Depending on your risk tolerance, right? But you can go through October easy with your pool not being heated and still being fairly comfortable to enjoy it, right? Pool costs are gonna run anywhere for maintenance, $80 to $100 a month for that pool to be maintained. And I tell you what, unless you're a chemist, you may want to consider using a pool company to do that because chemicals, cleaning, everything is included for that $80 to $100 a month, and they come, depending on the season, they come once a week, right? So you're gonna have people that obviously, some of those pool guys will come, once every 2 to 3 weeks when it's cooler outside. But in summertime, they're there once a week, making sure everything's good to go so you can just enjoy your pool and enjoy the outside when it's the summertime, right? The other thing is landscaping. Now, you're probably thinking, landscaping, do I need a landscaper? You don't need one. It may be advised to get one though, and here's why. Yes, we have a lot of rock. In fact, most of our front yards and backyards are desert rock. However, there are areas of town that do have a lot more grass than others, okay? And if you're in an area of town that doesn't have a lot of grass, that's okay because you can always plant sod or grass in your front or backyard. Now, does your utility bill go up because of that? Absolutely, okay, it does, and it will because the water bill. However, it is beautiful to have grass, right? And you can have grass in the desert, believe it or not, you honestly can do that. Now, the associated costs with that would be outside of maintaining the grass is the fact that once a year you do have to overseed to what is called winter grass. So in the summer, what happens is the Bermuda grass grows naturally due to the heat and it flourishes for your front and backyard. However, around September, October, that Bermuda will start to die because it gets cooler outside. And then if you want a green, luscious looking lawn, you'll want to put down winter grass and have that come in for the winter to maintain a thinner blade, beautiful looking lawn through about April, and that's when that starts to die off and the Bermuda starts to come in naturally. The good thing is you do not have to plant any seed for a Bermuda. It just comes in naturally in April and May. But you will have to plant that seed if you want a green grass lawn for the winter time, okay? So the maintenance of that, a lot of landscaping companies out here will come out here and a lot of trees will drop things onto the rocks that you might have in the front yard, so they blow all that stuff Again, come from the Midwest, that was something new for me, but they have those blowers and they go around and there's an art, there's a science to it. I don't know, I can't do it. The wrist action, I don't know, right? But they do a great job and they get all that blown into one section and take it away for you, okay? So that's pool and landscaping. Pest control, that's the other one, okay? You will want to have and maintain pest control on a consistent basis with your house here in Arizona. Why? We have some unwanted creepy crawlies, right, that you may not want to have in your house. And it's easy to do, guys, because most of the time, if you have a consistent rhythm to your pest control, you will keep them out of your house, okay? Scorpions, snakes, spiders, things of that nature, right? So we have pest control once every month. A company comes by, they do their thing, and honestly, since 2012, I've been here since 2004, guys. 2012, I haven't seen any scorpions. Fingers crossed, right? That is the utility costs or on house maintenance side. The next thing is house cleaning, okay? Some of you are thinking, what do you mean? I clean my own house. Perfect, no problem at all. However, if you do want to have someone clean your house because maybe you're a busy professional or you just don't want to do it, right? Like some of us, that's okay. There are plenty of house cleaning maid service companies in the Phoenix area. It will run, for say if you have a house of about 4,000 square feet, you're looking anywhere from $125 to $200 a month on average to come every 2 weeks, okay? Now, if you want every weekly service, that cost will actually go down per visit, but due to the fact that I'm coming once a week, it will go up for your monthly overhead budget, okay? But they do a phenomenal job. You come home from work, it's just done. Oh, I love that part, okay? Okay, and sticking on the subject of housing, property taxes, guys, this is one of the main reasons you will want to live in Phoenix, okay? Property taxes are low here, okay? Coming from the Midwest, they are extremely high compared to what they cost here, okay? So to get your property tax rate, you're gonna take your assessed value of your property times 0.0068. That is the factor here for the Phoenix area. And that will give you the yearly number, divide by 12, that's your monthly tax payment. So some of you guys are sitting here doing the math right now going, hold on here, if I buy $1 million house, that means carry the one, what, that's it? Yes, that's it. That is 100% true. It is one of the states that I know of that has the lowest property taxes in all of the country. Okay, while we're on the subject of taxes, pivot now to sales tax, okay? Arizona has a pretty decent sales tax rate. It's 8.3% on average, which is pretty much in line with the average across the country. It's not too low, not too high. 8.3% is what you're gonna pay. But there are some items that actually don't have any sales tax when you go to buy them, which is nice in the state of Arizona. Things like groceries, some medical supplies, and things of that nature are actually not taxed when you purchase them. So that's a very good thing. Okay, let's pivot now to state income tax. Okay, now there are some states around the country that have zero. That's awesome, right? Arizona is not that low, but we are pretty low overall, okay? Our current state income tax level is up to 4.5%. Now that is up to $159,000 of income for an individual and $318,000 of income for a married couple, all right? Anything above that, you would traditionally be taxed at the 4.5% level. However, Proposition 208 did pass on the ballot in 2020. Okay, now what Proposition 208 says is that any income above the $318,000 income mark will then be taxed at 4.5% plus an additional 3.5%, bringing it to an 8% total tax on the income above $318,000. Now, since then, there's been a lawsuit filed against the state of Arizona, stating that by the state legislature, saying that the passing of that is illegal, and so that is currently in litigation. So we'll see if it passes officially. However, below the $159,000 mark for an individual, there are smaller brackets that are obviously below 4.5%. So you're only at 4.5% up to that $318,000 mark as a married couple, and then above that, that's where it's at unless the Proposition 208 does in fact stick legally. Then you will pay more for state taxes on that income above that number. So that's where the state tax currently stands for income tax. Okay, let's pivot to gas and automobiles, all right? That's a big one down here in Phoenix, obviously. Phoenix is so spread out, you have to have a car to get to where you're gonna go. So let's talk about that. Right now in Phoenix, the average price per gallon for a gallon of gas is $2.86. Now the national average is $2.89. So we're just a little bit below the national average on a price per gallon basis for gasoline. Car registration and vehicle license tax, okay? It's a little bit higher in Arizona, okay? I think that's how they make up for some of the property taxes being so low. After you paid your initial registration for your vehicle, the tax will then be based actually on a factor of $2.80 per $100 of excess value of the car. And the good news is every single year from the time you own it, it depreciates along with the value of the car. So it's a 16% depreciation per year that you will pay less on your car vehicle license tax, okay? So that is good. It declines along with the value of the car because it's a depreciation asset. Okay, let's talk about car washes. Guys, in Arizona, it does not rain that much, okay? So you will want to keep your car clean. Trust me, you will. Now, what's interesting about the car washes in Arizona is you don't see very many do-it-yourself car washes like you do in the Midwest, other parts of the country. Pretty much everything is automation. You drive in, drive through, clean car, and away you go. That's how most people do it in Arizona. And trust me, because we have over 320 days of sunshine here in Phoenix, you'll want a clean car. You want to keep those wheels shiny and clean, those 22s, or okay, they're 10s, right? But you keep them clean. You'll want to keep them clean here living in Arizona, all right? And you'll see a car wash, oh man, every 1 or 2 miles down the road it feels like, because people love to keep their cars clean because it doesn't rain very often. Now, it is dusty, so you can save if you don't have one of the monthly memberships for the car wash. You can save by getting one of those big California car dusters. I have one of those that, every so often you just wipe off your car, keep the dust off, and it keeps it nice and clean. Okay, one of the categories that Phoenix actually lands right at the average, the national average on, which is that 100 on a 100 scale, is the miscellaneous category. So you're probably wondering, what is that? What does that include? Well, it includes things like food, entertainment, clothing, repairs, and things of that nature. So that is a very, very good thing to be rated on in terms of being at the national average, because that includes so many things that Phoenix is actually very affordable on, okay? The word is, on 100 is the main, and I can't figure out what that word is I'm looking for.
I can't tell you either.
97.3 out of 100, that's what it is. So it's under the national average. Okay guys, we're outside of AJ's Fine Foods. This is the upscale grocery store premier in the Phoenix area. Now this is owned by the Bashas family. They're actually one of the founding families in the Arizona area. They have 3 different levels of grocery stores throughout the Phoenix area. The lower entry-level grocery store is called Food City. The average run-of-the-mill grocery store that we all kind of know of as grocery stores throughout the country is called just Bashas. Go figure that. And then they have the upscale grocery store, which is called AJ's Fine Foods. Now there are several locations of AJ's across the valley. Phenomenal, guys. The meat department, love the meat department. I'm gonna show you guys the meat department. You will want to be here. You'll be hooked. You'll love it. Now, let's talk cost of living, right? Okay, so again, in Phoenix, the average right now price per pound of ground beef, right, is about $4.80 a pound. That's a little bit under the national average, okay? Now, the lean pound of ground beef is gonna be somewhere in the ballpark of $5.85 a pound. Chicken breasts are actually priced pretty well throughout the Phoenix area. You can find them as low as $1.99 a pound, which beats the national average as well. And then eggs run right now for a dozen at $2.87, which again is below the national average for a dozen count of eggs. But enough about the food, okay? I think we're getting the idea that right now, groceries and food are below the national average when it comes to cost of living here in Phoenix. I'm getting hungry talking about food. The meat department's awesome. Let's go check it out. Come on, guys. I'm so hungry right now. So hungry. That was the main thing. I wanted to show you guys the meat department. That's all I really care about, to be honest with you. Where do you even begin? Maybe later, Sam. Maybe later. We got work to do. Hey guys, and a phenomenal place to eat here in the Scottsdale area, which is just outside of Phoenix, a suburb that you cross, a road and you're into Scottsdale, which is phenomenal. But we are here at the Ocean Club. It's a Mastro's restaurant, one of the best restaurants actually in the valley. And it's right here in the Kierland Commons area of Scottsdale. Guys, if you are on the dating scene here in Phoenix, how does that compare to other cities across the nation? Well, right now I can tell you that an average meal in a nice place like this, where you're taking out your significant other, is going to run around about $160 or so, okay? Now that's about 5% less than the national average if you go to other major cities across the country, where that cost of a meal for two is going to be a little bit more. So again, although you could go crazy at a place like this, I have a couple times, it's awesome, right? If you're trying to be on a budget to some degree, you're looking around that, $160 mark for two, okay? We talked about things like transportation and gym memberships and eating healthy and things of that nature. The healthy restaurants, True Food, Flower Child. There's some really good options, guys, and people love to maintain a healthy lifestyle right here living in Phoenix because you're outdoors so much. Okay guys, a big thing about living in Arizona is an active, healthy lifestyle. One of those ways, outside of the plethora of outdoor activities you can do in Arizona, in Phoenix area here especially, is go to the gym. Now, I belong to this gym. Mountainside Fitness is phenomenal. It's a chain. There are plenty of those around the whole Phoenix area. The average cost for a gym, no matter which one you go to in Phoenix, on a monthly membership is $32, which again is below the national average. In any event, the cost of living in Phoenix at that miscellaneous category is really a good representation overall of where Phoenix lies compared to most of the major cities located in America. Okay, the last thing to talk about is the healthcare costs. Guys, we are on site right now here at the Mayo Clinic. This is a world-renowned medicine. So again, looking back here in terms of healthcare costs in Phoenix, it is currently ranked a 92 on a scale of 100. Now 100 being the average cost for healthcare throughout the United States, okay? So obviously if the healthcare is more expensive, it'd be above 100. In this case, for the city of Phoenix in general, healthcare comes in at 92. Now what does that 92 score mean, or what is that based off of? It's based off of doctor visits, overnight stays in hospitals, prescription drugs, home care, and things of that nature that go into that rating. So again, being in Phoenix is a phenomenal city to be in if you need healthcare, okay? Now, being at the Mayo Clinic, there is the clinic here that we're on site at right now. There's also the Mayo Hospital. So there are two Mayo facilities right here in the Phoenix area. It's amazing, amazing healthcare. So in the event you're moving to Phoenix, you can't beat the healthcare system and this beautiful weather. Mayo Clinic. Now we also have the Banner Hospital system as well, which is a huge medical system throughout the Phoenix area, as well as the Honor Health hospitals and systems as well. So again, healthcare in Phoenix, hard to go wrong, guys. I think I just officially got lost. Wait, exit. Okay, perfect, here we go. Okay guys, that will do it for this video on the cost of living right here in the Phoenix, Arizona area. I hope you enjoyed the video. Guys, we have people reaching out to me all the time here and my team here wanting to know about moving to Phoenix and all the different things that have to do with buying real estate here in Phoenix. And we absolutely love helping those people out and just talking to them, walking through the process, and anything we can do to get someone to move down to Phoenix and enjoy our city, we absolutely love, guys. So please feel free to reach out to me at 888-KCREG11, Kelly Cook Real Estate Group 11, which is also 888-527-3411. We hope to hear from you soon. You can also email me at info@kellycookhomes.com and we will get on the phone with you and we'll talk you through everything, the good, the bad, the ugly here with living in Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you guys very much and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.